Hey everyone, my name is Sarah Rosen, and I work as the Community Disaster Awareness Assistant with Strathcona Regional District. This is another one of our bonus videos in the Emergency Preparedness video series. Let's jump in. This bonus video is about tsunamis. The outer BC coast and the west coast of Strathcona Regional District is at risk for tsunamis that are generated by two different earthquake zones. Number one, the Cascadia subduction zone, what we'll be referring to as local earthquakes and local tsunamis, and to the Aleutian subduction zone in Alaska, which we'll be referring to as distant. Why does this matter? This matters because local and distant tsunamis have different warning signs, arrival times, and impacts. I get many questions from folks in Strathcona Regional District on whether or not they and their community are at risk for tsunamis. Let's take a look at this image on the right-hand side of the screen. This image shows tsunami hazard around Vancouver Island. Notice that the west coast of Vancouver Island is entirely red, and in the legend, we see that that indicates a high tsunami run-up potential, with inundation possible between 1 and 15 plus meters. The Juan de Fuca Strait in the south of Vancouver Island has an intermediate tsunami run-up potential, with inundation up to 5 meters. In the inner waters in the Strait of Georgia and in the Discovery Islands, tsunami run-up potential is low, less than 2 meters. And in the mainland inlets, local tsunami potential is also indicated but lower than the west coast. Red stars on the west coast of Vancouver Island indicate sites with geological evidence for large prehistoric tsunamis. So, if you live, work, or spend time on the west coast of Vancouver Island, that is where the greatest tsunami risk lies. In the inland waters on the east side of Vancouver Island, tides and currents would still be unusual and disturbed following a large tsunami, but it's not expected that tsunami inundation in those areas would be nearly as much as on the west coast. Let's talk about what this means for you. On the left-hand side of this slide, we have a graphic called Tsunami Alert Levels Explained. Strathcona Regional District developed this graphic to help folks understand the names and terminology of different levels of tsunami threat that might be communicated to residents, for example, via Alertable. To learn more about this graphic and find other tsunami information, including a tsunami mapping study that Strathcona Regional District commissioned for all West Coast communities, please visit Strathcona Regional District's website and look in the Emergency Services Department Tsunami section. On the right-hand side of the slide, we have an interpretive guide. If you feel a strong earthquake, which we would consider a natural warning sign, that might mean that a local tsunami is coming within minutes. Basically, you would feel the ground shake where you live, and that earthquake, if it's strong enough to knock you down, will generate a local tsunami. Basically, this means a tsunami is coming fast, and you must get to high ground immediately wherever you can. If you receive an official warning, for example, a notification from Alertable or the National Tsunami Warning Center in Alaska, that means that a distant tsunami is coming within hours. How do you know it's not coming soon? Because you didn't feel the earthquake that caused it. This means that a tsunami is coming somewhat slower. Should you take no action? Absolutely not. Gather your grab-and-go bag and head to high ground wherever possible, and ideally to the tsunami muster sites in your community if you live on the West Coast. To summarize all of this information, remember, if it knocks you down, get to high ground. This is true for local tsunamis and also for flooding in downtown Campbell River. Want to learn more about that? Check out future bonus videos. Thank you for attending this bonus video on tsunami preparedness. I look forward to seeing you in the next ones.